All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Ahmad Bayan coming to you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachah Kodash. Alright, and this video basically backing up the brother. Yeah, big brother, Jerusalem. Alright. Y'all could subscribe to him, and be edified. This is his channel here. Alright. This is one of his channel here. You could subscribe to him and be edified. Alright. Very edifying brother. Right? So basically, he's going into the operation Panama, the AI and the farming of this wood, right? So basically what I'll do is just I'll play it from the beginning, right? Basically what it is the fella speaking about, and you're gonna get one or two scriptures, right? So without further ado, let's begin. Alright? And fair use, this is just for edification purposes only.
Right now, there is a machine sitting in a warehouse where a worker is placing a book into it, and the blade comes down, the spine is cut away, the pages race through a scanner, and then the book is not discarded, it's shredded. Not recycled, not damaged in a flood, not lost in a fire. It's destroyed on purpose because now the digital copy is now considered enough. Now imagine this is happening again and again and again, not 100 times, not 1,000 times, millions of times. They want every book on planet Earth to be ingested into the machine. Now that on it in and of itself is fine. That's a fine goal, okay? Not shredded. Now, Anthropic is one of the largest artificial intelligence companies in the world, and they have launched a project called Project Panama. And its goal is simple and ruthless. Acquire every book in the world that you can, scan it, and destroy the original. Why not give them to libraries? Now, this was not an accident. This is not a warehouse mistake. That's the process. They had already been raked over the coals and fined for training on pirated books. So this time they say, we'll buy them legally, by the pallet, from the wholesalers all over the world. Then the books went into industrial scanners and they were shredded. Now, here's the problem. If you want to do this to new books, fine. There's millions in copies of this book, fine. But Anthropic knew exactly how you would feel about this. So they issued a private, confidential internal memo and told the employees to keep this whole operation secret. Quote, we don't want it to be known what we're working on right now. Okay? So these rare bookstores started getting phone calls. And these are bookstores where the owner might, sell a book a day, maybe. All of a sudden they're getting calls. Do you have these titles? Yeah. You have these 300 titles? Yeah, we'll buy all of them. Bulk orders were arriving. Pallets of books, rare books. No questions answered. Questions asked, nothing answered. Well, when this was found out, this went to court. You're destroying rare books. Court ruled buying one copy and turning it into a digital copy is fine, as long as you destroy the paper one. Keep both and you have two copies, but you shred the original and you still only have one. So you can do that. Really? The destruction of the original became the legal argument that made this okay. So when the truth finally came out, men and women who have dedicated their lives to protecting books, to protecting history, these rare books, they were obviously outraged. When I read this story, I was outraged. In some cases, the books that have been destroyed were the single remaining copy left known in the world, and it's gone.
Shalom. I want to start off first and foremost by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Double honor unto the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect, beginning with the 144,000 men. Salakia.
Alright, so you're seeing, you know, the direction that these devils is taking. You know, they want to, you know, they want to have control on everything. You know, damaging, you know, basically destroying all the books, you know, in the world, and putting everything on a digital form, right? Now, when you go, let me get it here. When you go to, alright, take for instance, this book here. This is the GNB, you know, the Good News Bible. Now, it wasn't like this before, right? But what they did, they updated it. You know, it had a more different type of look, you know, a whole different structure and whatnot, right? Now, what they did, they updated, you know, they add some new words and whatnot, and this is what they want to do. You know, they also did it with the Blue Letter Bible. You know, they change going on here. They change you know, some words when you go into like the interliner and stuff and whatnot. You know, some of the words don't have any meanings for it. You know, stuff like that. You know, and that if they could do that with these books right now, and these books are digital books that we use here on our phones, you know, to do our lessons. If they could do that right now, imagine what they're going to do when, you know, they start to print, when they start to make different digital forms, you know, different digital books, Salakia. You know, and as the brother was going into it, you know, basically you won't be able to also prove a cause, you know, you won't be able to prove an argument, you know, because you're basically going to be in you know, whatever the book see in the digital form, that alone will stand. So it is not like you will have a different outlet to go to say, well, you know, let me look it up on this, let me look it up in the hard copy, you know, let's look it up in the hard copy and see what it says here, you know, what's the meaning of this or what's the meaning of that, you know. So these devils just want total control, you know. They want to be able to control the narratives, you know, what you believe, you know, what they want you to believe actually. All right, let me see if I could get you know, before I bring out a script here, let me get this here. Right, and it has something else I want to get also, you know, because all these things we see in movies and whatnot, you know, there are many movies out there that they show that that they bring across that people trying to destroy the Bibles and whatnot, you know. Yes, they're destroying all the books right now, but the Bible is the number one that they will want to destroy, you know, because a lot of people is believe in the Bible. A lot of people just read the Bible, all right, and the Bible does give you prophecies and show you things that is there to come, things that went on from the past and whatnot. So these devils trying to basically erase history then, right? So this is AI God, right? Because this is what Esau wants to bring forth, AI God, right? It says the phrase AI God refers to the concept or speculation that advanced artificial intelligence could evolve or be intentionally designed to possess power, intelligence, and omnipresence, which basically talking like a DNT, right? So 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 vast that it functions or is perceived as a DNT, right? And this is what this is what Esau wants to bring forth. He want people to believe and trust in this AI. Anything that, because this is what Esau doing right now. He allowing people to use AI on the smartphones and whatnot, on the tablets, on the computer and so forth. Have you asking a lot of questions and whatnot. And what AI is basically an agent, gathering a lot of information and sending it back to Esau Edom, the so-called white man, right? The top banking families and so forth, right? And what they are doing, they will gather up a lot of information. So when it is you do ask anything, they will quick to give you an answer, And as I mentioned, they did these things in movies, but the movie didn't bring it out as the AI yet. But they show that, they wanted to get rid of the Bible, of those books, right? And that's the main books they're targeting, really. So luck here. I just went to there. People are using AI God to talk to God. Let's go back to this. Look at this, right? It says people are using AI to talk to God, right? You see somebody, a painting here, a cartoon painting here, you're showing you the text at the side, the person praying, and they praying to whatever God it have there, And this is the direction the world is heading, right? And Esau is doing a lot of things in cunning ways and whatnot, causing our people to causing our people to try to forget. He's trying to make our people forget, their true power, all right, their true God. This is the book of Jeremiah 23 and verse 25. It says, I have heard what the prophet said, that prophesy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed, right? And they have a lot of false prophets out there. Not just the ones in the churches, but it also have the ones that, behind closed doors, they coming in AI form now, telling you different things, telling you lies. All right. It says, how long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Right? Yeah. They are prophets of the deceit, of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name, right? They want to forget, they want you all to forget the name of the Lord, right? And the name of the Lord is not no Jesus Christ, and not no God, and not no Yahweh, not no Yahuwah or Yeshua. His name is Yahweh, All right, as the Most High name Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, his name is Yahweh Shai. Right? It says, by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal, and Baal goes into what other idol gods and whatnot. So you trusting and believing in Esau, AI, and worshiping that particular entity there, it just shows you that, you're worshiping and you're following an idol, you're idolizing it, right? And this is why they come in with this RFID totaler chip, by taking that imprinted mark, that physical mark that is going to be underneath your skin or the one in your forehead, for you to buy or sell, as the book of Revelation speak about, a lot of our people are going to, take that, and that is going to show that you're basically siding with that idol worship, with AI, with Grok. That's all you're going to be hearing in your head. You're going to be hearing Grok speaking to you, right? And what Esau wants Grok to be able to hear what you're thinking, all right, and also see what you're doing, right? So everything is going digital. This is the direction things are going. Okay, let's see if I can get our next one here real quick. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 16, straight to the point. It says, for the leaders of this people cause them to err, right? And they that are led of them are destroyed. Let's read it in the NLT. For the leaders of the people have misled them, they have led them down the path of destruction, and by following, by listening to Esau, following Esau, and his wicked ways and whatnot, you're going to be led to destruction. That's what's going to come onto you, right? Because you trusting and believing in Esau Edom, right? In Egypt. Right, there's a quick clip here of a movie called Disciples, and they're basically trying to, they had to basically hide, with the Bible and whatnot, because people destroying them and so forth, right? So let me just play this short clip here.
My wife started collecting old Bibles. I didn't get it at first, and then the government edited versions came. It's like she knew it was coming.
We have purified this country from the hateful words of the Holy Bible and replaced them with an inclusive, welcoming text that reflects our current.
You hear that? So they're replacing it with a more welcoming text, and this is what they're doing with the AI, They want to give you a text that is more welcoming to people's ears, more soothing to you, that will more fit in to the way that they want it to be, right? This is the way of this devil, Esau Edom. Okay? This is why the scriptures say he encouraged himself in an evil matter, right? This is Psalm 64 and verse 5. One of the scriptures that the brother also brought out. It says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune in lying snares privily, right? Which is talking about like what? Privately, right? They say, who shall see them, right? Who shall see them? The Lord is seeing them. The Lord's eyes is 10,000 times brighter than his sun, right? It says, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thoughts of every one of them and the heart is deep, right? The mind is very, very deep. So they think about all these things from before. They already have these things written down, step by step, how they're going to portray this, right? How they're going to go about this. Okay? And this is just for you people to react a particular way that they want you to react, you know. And then they were going to bring forth whatever other step that they have after, right? So understand that these devils and them always doing some sort of evil plan behind closed doors. All right, let's jump back to this video here.
Current values and beliefs. We have purified this country from the hateful words of the Holy Bible and replaced them with a
And here how they mention it, the hateful words of the Bible, right? Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter, right? Woe unto them, what? Destruction unto them, right? They call the Bible hateful. But as Yahushua said in the scriptures, have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth? So as you know, as we preach in this gospel, have we become your enemy because we telling you all the truth? Right? A lot of people don't like this word. A lot of people just get offended because they know that they're doing nonsense. So when the word comes out, it just offend them. Right? It just cut them. It's sharper than any two-edged sword.
It's like she knew it was coming.
We have purified this country from the hateful words of the Holy Bible and replaced them with an inclusive, welcoming text that reflects our current values and beliefs.
You don't see what's happening out there. They are chasing down every hint of the original Bible.
So you're not gonna help him?
This is gonna end badly.
Okay, well maybe I'll go then.
Honey, is this even possible?
It's a risk we have to take.
You're gonna need a really good team to pull this off.
Right, so you're understanding and getting where it is these things going, right? Things are heading a direction that, you know, Esau wants, you know, he wants it to happen that particular way, right? He wants to destroy the people of the Lord, you know, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians themselves. First, I was saying, is the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, right? He wants to destroy all of them, right? He's coming against us. That's who he's coming against, right? Esau has a perpetual hatred against Jake, right? I got a script here. This is Deuteronomy chapter 4. And start from verse 1. The headline, it says, Israel urged to obey Power's law, right? This is what we are urged to obey the Lord's law, right? But what Esau trying to do, he's trying to remove us and pull us away from those laws, statutes, and commandments, you know, and give us something that more soothing, you know, to his ears, you know, to keep everybody in wickedness, right? Verse 1, it says, Now therefore, hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you for to do them, that ye may live and go in and possess the land which the Lord Yahweh, power of your fathers, giveth you. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, right? So you mustn't take away and you mustn't add to the scriptures, to this word, right? And this is what Esau is doing. This is what he's guilty of. He's adding, he's taking away, he's putting what he wants to put in the scriptures, right? But in a digital form. He wants to get rid of the hard copies so that you won't be able to, resort back to it. And then it have, that time is going to come where, if they catch you with it, they're going to basically unalive you. Because it have certain countries right now that they basically ban the Bible. It have it out there. Right? Matter of fact, let's go and look it up. Alright, so I went to countries that ban the Bible, right? Now, these things that you can read through. You could pause the screen, read it yourself. Just for the essence of time, I would just jump to the main part, right? It says complete or near total bans, right? It says North Korea, right? Is one of them, right? Somalia is the next one. And Afghanistan is another one, right? So just showing you here places done already started to do it, and it have, you can get penalized for it and whatnot, for having it, okay? So this is not because it happened in there, it's not going to happen around the world. It is going to come around the world, right? So let's jump back here real quick. Deuteronomy 4 and verse 2. It says here, ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of the Lord Yahweh your power, which I command you, right? So, the Lord give us orders, all right? But what Esau doing, he's doing his own thing, and then our people are forced to learn a new scripture, a scripture that is interfered with, that is changed up, that you're serving a different, you're basically serving a different God by going through those different digital Bibles and whatnot, and that is going to make our people to do what? To get destroyed, right? So Esau don't care, that man don't care. Let's go to the book of Proverbs chapter 30. And verse 5, it says, every word of power is pure. He is a shield unto them that put their trust in him. Right? The Lord is a shield. The Lord's name is a strong tower. The righteous run it into it and is safe. Right? So if it is, you're not following and calling upon the true name of the Lord, but you're calling upon a AI God, a different entity you're calling upon, what you think gonna come, what you think gonna happen to you, right? It's total destruction is going to come upon you, right? Because you're not serving a pure Lord. You're serving something imitation, artificial, right? Verse 5 again, it says, let's read it in the NLT. It says, every word of power proves true. He is a shield to all who come to him for protection. Right? Yapa. Let's get one more. Let's go to the book of Revelation 22. and verse 18. It says, "For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book." What book is that? The good word, right? The Bible, the scriptures. It says, "If any man shall add unto these things, power shall add unto him," right? So because Esau going to be adding things onto the scriptures, and taking away and so forth, the Lord is going to do the same unto him. The Lord is going to destroy him, right? It says, "Power shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book," right? All the things that is written in the book of life, so like in the Bible, right? All the things that is written, the plagues, the missiles, the pestilence, all these different things that is about to come upon this earth. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he's going to face it, right? It says, "And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, power shall take away his part out of the book of life," right? "And out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book," right? So clearly it shows you here, you are not to remove anything, neither add anything. All right? And Esau is basically doing all these different parts, But this is how this devil is, His hand is very sticky, and he's very deceptive. So I will end it there. Lord willing, this lesson here was edifying to the elect of Israel. I'd like to give all praises and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Recha HaKodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom. And Abad Babal.